society is dangerous. You know, people are dangerous, just as projectors and reelers, you know, and for some of us, it's time to be quiet. It's time to be quiet and let the cosmos start speaking to people. There's a lot of karma to those that don't have a good enough expression for us to see that they're even participating in reality. Say that the very personal, intimate things that can go on where, you know, as you know, we call them narcissists, but really all kinds of reasons why a person's heart isn't the leader of, of how to do things or what to do. Now, that's a controversial subject matter. You know, it just has to do with your, I mean, you could say some of it just has to do with your intuition. You know, do you have, well, do you go against that first inkling to respond or do something, or your intuition, you know, like naturally, do you lose sight? Do you even know why your emotions are there and what are they trying to tell you? If you are feeling upset or at unease, if you get the feeling to do something about it, like what would need to be done, particularly in your human relationships. I mean, this all comes up with the polarity that we have coming right now in the sky, and then how that it's going to further into looking into the truth that with the sun Pluto square, boy, but the Mars ruled eclipse where it's not in a strong place. It's good for me, you know. I have Aries rising and the Mars in Cancer. Cancer is like the thing I need to learn, which is to look at sensitivity, right? Be more sensitive and be all of that. Um, and I agree. I couldn't agree more. I just have this shell that's Aries. Your rising sign, my rising sign, Aries, is just a facade. It's the facade that guards you at a party. It's literally your physical expression. Talk about a guard, honeys. You want Aries on your side. They won't get on your side unless you're kind of like frank, upfront, cool. If you're a little bit cooler than them, then they're gonna like something. They're gonna like you. If they like you, the way they introduce themselves, it could be kind of hot. Woo! I'm glad that was censored. Anyway, hurt. We feel hurt right now. We feel hurty. Even though the Aries is most likely sitting on top because it's like two births. We had the new moon in Aries a month ago, and now it's another new moon in Aries. And then what's cool about all of this Martian activity and heat is it's going to float right into Venus. And I kind of cringe about it because there's an interesting thing happening with it's actually it actually has the what's happening, the activity in Taurus with Moon going there, and Mercury is actually going to go retrograde there on the 21st. And the Sun is moving into Taurus also. So there's this Taurus activity all of a sudden. It seems like all of a sudden it's like Venus. Venus just pops out and goes, yes, and we will. We will soothe the shit up. We are the soothers. We are the smoothers. Damn it. No. Talk about who's hot, babe. Venus is technically, supposedly. We don't know. It's supposed to be the hottest planet. It's the hottest out of Mars and Venus. Venus is too hot. We can't land on it at all. It's a crock of crap. It's the most inhabited planet. It's so beautiful there. They're actually making sense there. It's a shame. We don't know really anything. Getting back to Aries is coming out on top. Even though it's not easy, most of us are still feeling really bad because it was a time to just, we stand up for our truth, and then that is, it threatens, it just kills whoever's around that can care less about your truth or whatever goes on there, where the Aries is just trying to say step up or step away. With that Venus thing, it's all about like, okay, so love, hello, love. We need to start learning how to pamper each other. It's not just about like pacifying each other's fear. It's about giving each other what they need to be what they can be, which is hard to unless you have those resources. Really, love is it. Really, love works for me. A lot of people don't know what that is, but just a little bit goes a long way for me. See, if it's there, see, I'm the Aries, and I say, step up or step away. I mean, if that's what because I think that I work too, and so talking about the new moon and the eclipse and everything, if it's not working for you, then you're not having a great time. It's hard to move on, to understand and that you're doing right about that, or any kind of communications that went on that was necessary or whatever. It's hard to be around people that can't just move on, really just say, okay, now what? Do we have respect for each other yet? It's really not about that. It's about respecting. I was gonna say who you are, but that sounds so cliche or whatever you want to call it, like coining the term. Because man, you can't deny the Libra aspect, the fact that the universe is our relation with each other, and if you can just somehow close the windows, lock the doors, turn out the lights, and contemplate that statement. The universe is our relation with each other. So I'm not, being alone is, no Libras like to be alone. That's nightmarish. I'm thinking, oh, man, I've been good about just not putting myself all out there. I'm doing something over FB that it's because I am not putting myself all out there. There's a world out there where you go, people where I'm at, there's real life people, and it's strange where I am at. I mean, I admit I'm in Southern California, let alone California, and then let's just say I'm in America. Do you agree? It's fucking strange. Honestly, I'm wondering, something is telling me you're gonna move. It's okay to move, and it's going to be safe because now keep envisioning. See, I'm envisioning somebody like me who is miserable. I'm just incapable. I don't have anything. Like, all I want to do is play music and cook good food and maybe do some farming and pet a cat and let's not talk about the holistic healing and stuff like that we can do behind all of that. I'm not just playing with chickens under a cage. Some we can make sense out of this somewhere. I always think there's a place for us. Where did Amelia Earhart fly off to? Where all of the intelligent people went. I got a glimpse of something today. Listening to some music. See, I don't really listen to music very much anymore. First of all, I've only always listened to my music. And I'll prove that to you. I have tons of music, hours and hours of listening. I'm a studio recording artist, and that's what I do the best, really. I do that, but actually I'm a live performing artist too, and that's where it's at, of course, because there's nothing like moving the ionosphere in real time and literally making people sweat. That's the only word I can use for the other stuff. I don't want to talk about that, but it has to do with wet. Gee. Can't be me. Oh yeah, vibing. Ooh! Fucking, I am partying tonight. I hope you're with me. Getting back to. I'm just kidding. Aries is doing fine under the eclipse moon, and then we go into steamy and balmy and erotic orchid freaking oasis in the desert. Venus ruled Taurus. I hope that you've got on already. God, Taurus is, would you shut up and also relax? With Uranus there, babes, it's like this. Relax! Relax. Earth might shake out there and fucking relax everybody up. You didn't know you wanted to barbecue tonight, did you? Relax. You have no control. How's now, brown cow? Man, that's... Whew, that must be fresh off the... What proof is this? SHA, babe. Venus must be like at 9 degrees, and then also it's square my Jupiter, so don't think this is any good taste at all. I mean, what is Venus... Well, don't think I'm making any money. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Bye! Bye! I think it's funny that Sam Vaknin, today, he was talking about the goals of narcissists versus the goals of psychopaths and the borderline. He said most of them, I mean, but he said especially the psychopath is just the moneymaker. Money mainly. He kept mentioning it, and the way you could tell is that they're after money. The way you can tell with this one, money is the goal. And he's just like, at all costs, money. They don't care who they fucking run over. The psychopath, they don't care who they run over just to maintain that goal of money. The narcissist, I forget what they say about money with that, but they all have all of it points at, they just want to make money. And I'm like, yay! Yay! That means I'm not a psychopath, narcissist, or bipolar fucking, whatever the fuck the borderline is. I don't have any goal, ambition to make money at all. None. There's focus and there's like things I've done and achieved, and it's like I'm not making money. I think that there's something we're doing in this life that's like it's a process that takes us a longer amount of time than just saying, okay, this is going to be completed at a certain time and my schedule is tight, but I'll make it, you know? Just kidding. Boy, I can feel the atrophy of a lot of shit happening though, you know. Nobody's perfect, neither am I. You can tell I'm doing absolutely 15 minutes of total imperfection. I dare. How about you? What if? I don't know what to think about my disliker. I actually think now it's YouTube. See, I'm under close monitor by benevolent beings, and what we're supposed to do is figure out how to cure. They call it narcissism, but see, I'm part of the complex that's going to keep talking about it every once in a while and say, no, actually, here's what's going on. Really, it's so complex, babes. I mean, of course, we're going to separate it out. Some people wouldn't listen to me. I'm not being very specific. Like I'm saying, no, I know that people get brain damage from stress from having been abused, whether it's they've been knocked literally in the head over and over, or they experience that cut off and they're always in that state of being oppressed and all of that stuff and emotionally jacked around and mentally fucked and that can cause brain damage too. That's probably more healable than that literal having been beat against the head and see that's what I kind of was able to study up close. Unfortunately, you know, they're there and the poor things, you know, it's amazing because they can hold you know, they're hard workers. They're out there. I laughed because it's like, yeah, you can hold that fucking busing job forever. Um, it's too much on me, man. The walking. Just kidding. I'm supposed to do something else. Maybe I don't know. Whoa, long conversation. Just hoping that people are okay. You know, it's okay to be vulnerable and feel like that you failed doing that because really there's probably something deeper you're not looking, and there's a reason why you had to get all discombobulated about every single expression that you've ever done up to date, you know, and it's like, will you please have patience with yourself and everybody else, and also what else? As an Aries, that, you know, us baby humanity, you know, I'm speaking for humanity now, got to give ourselves some compassion, give ourselves a chance to, you know, to just um, see what happens, see what happens with that expression. I'd say more like take that risk to do something different. Just act upon, take the initiative. That's what Aries does. And so if you were able to do that, then you're going to reap the benefits. There's some harsh truths that's coming up for everybody, no matter who the fuck they are. With the Pluto square the sun and moon are going to square Pluto. It's a dance with, see, I was talking about Taurus, how it's in the there's a dance with Taurus planets, and Mercury is going to go retrograde and swoop back up to the sun, while, you know, it's Uranus and there's Uranus there, which is a high-minded planet, so this is going to start elevating inside of the human mind, and it's working right now on people. You would have to be fucking stone drunk, and there's a lot going on like that to just ignore it, right? To not notice these times. Like I said, even if you are, like, you know that you're righteous in a situation, it's like, no, and now it's like justice time, and it is justice time for people who have been stomped on. particularly baby humanity, the I am, the innocence that is our, it's like the just the organism that is being subjected, and it's like, wait a minute, we aren't even allowed to grow up enough to see that there's a point where we're just completely helpless. We are innocent, we are helpless to the surroundings. We have to cry and scream. That's what babies do, and that's the first thing they do. They use their emotions. That's their first way to test, am I safe around here? And they cry, and they get red-faced, and they get angry too. That is their more intelligence system. Now, imagine a society who shuts that emotions off and down and says that that's bad. When does that ever become bad? Never, babes. No. You don't let it, first of all, you don't let it get that bad. You don't let it get that bad. Not all babies cry when they're born. If you look at it, I mean, okay, so I witnessed it. You witnessed that maybe in somebody's living room, but in the hospital, it's cold in there. And the first thing they're doing is slapping them around and tweezing them and shit, and they're going to cry. Really depends, I guess, who you are, but well, it just depends. Yeah, if you're crying all your first half of your life, you're probably gonna start laughing the next half. That's just the way it balances out. That's what I'm doing. Fuck all these crybabies, you know what I mean? Pardon me. My heart goes out to the people that have um, are on the side of hatred and choosing anger at this time. Your anger is there to produce a result for you that is a change to be made for the better, and not just to lash out at other people, really, right? Tell that to me. Tell that to me, right? I have a feeling that it's not just YouTube that is disliking, it's just somebody else that says, well, they hang on to the negative side of me and say, well, no, you're really like this. It's like, no, we're really both. You fucking ignorant pieces of goddamn shit, and you're the only one disliking out of sometimes 15 people. Doesn't say anything about me. It says something about you. Miserable motherfucker. Do you need some more fucking toilet paper? Because we worry about you the most. Pardon me. Get a little of that.